Hey guys, I'm Dr. Beardsley, and let's talk about why you should bring things in to let things go. All right, so there is the old adage of out with the old, in with the new, which I think is very reasonable and makes complete sense, but I want to flip it today. And I do this with a lot of clients that I work with, just to kind of think of things differently and see if we can challenge ourselves to do things in a new way that allows for some success. So within our blocks of health system, we have a lot of different strategies, one of which is focuses on an element that we like to call processing. So within that element, we discuss a lot about nourishing ourselves and eliminating within ourselves, all right? So I want to focus on the nourishing aspect. A lot of what we talk about and we encourage people is to stop fighting and start building the life that you want, building the overall health that you want, right? So with that philosophy and that theme in mind, we like to just talk about bringing things in so that you can get rid of the junk in your life that you don't want. So I have 3 categories that I want to talk about that I think are big hitters for a lot of us and that can make big changes in your life. Even if you apply these things for like a week's time, it can make a big difference. So the first that of course we talk about is diet, is food, is this huge thing in the natural medicine realm that's a powerful tool, but I've found that there's a lot of confusion circulating around it. So with food, a lot of times we're told what to avoid, right? We do food testing, which is super helpful. We're told to avoid a lot of the main inflammatory culprits like gluten and sugar and soy and dairy and eggs, and the list can go on and on. A lot of us, if you're plugged into the natural health realm, then you're familiar with these, right? So a lot of times I hear people's language behind diet, and it sounds very restricted, very limited, and it's a challenge. It kind of places like this negative twist on things, this negative spin. You hear people saying they went out and they can't have certain foods, or, oh no, I'm not allowed to have that, right? Versus, I choose to not have that, or I choose to have this instead, right? That's what I really encourage people to lean toward, right? So my challenge to people is to, instead of focusing on the foods to avoid, which again, I find incredibly valid and therapeutic, and I respect significantly, and I've implemented in my own life, but for today's exercise, start focusing on things that you can incorporate, that you want to incorporate into your diet, right? So one fun thing that my family does, we go to farmer's market every weekend. That's just kind of our activity. And sometimes I'll let my young daughter or just one of us pick like new fun foods that we want to bring home and try. It's a challenge for us to cook new things like kohlrabi or starfruit or something, but just to make it fun and to start bringing new fun foods into your life. Also just focusing on things that we know are good and healthy and wholesome for us, whole foods in particular, non-processed, non-refined, but just getting foods that you like, that you know are good for you, and having those in your home to surround yourself with those, to then encourage more success. There's actually someone I've been plugging into recently, the founder of Wild Fit. It's a company that encourages a lot of mindset shift and changes essentially your relationship with food, right? And a lot of the underlying, I think, conversation is to focus on all the good stuff so that you don't have room for the junk. Hopefully I'm portraying that correctly, but really encourage you, check it out, WildFit, it's awesome. The gentleman that founded that is super inspirational, his story. But back to, bring some good foods in, and when you start to fill your diet and your life with those good foods, not only will you be feeling like you're allowing yourself to indulge and enjoy, but sometimes you just don't have time for the junk anymore, right? So with diet, that's a big thing that I just encourage a slight shift in how we approach all that, right? Another thing that a lot of people struggle with is just, mental, emotionally feeling lost, or feeling down, or feeling purposeless, or frustrated with their current state. So I know that there's a lot around gratitude right now, and bringing that into your daily routine. Morning rituals, morning routines are huge. There's a lot of people talking about that, a lot of high performers, a lot of health coaches. So there's a lot behind that, a lot of science and research behind why that is so significant. But if you even consider filling up your morning, you know, upon waking with some forms of gratitude, of being grateful for whatever you have, your home, your family, my husband's making great coffee in the morning. I'm very grateful for that. You know, just your job, etc. Just finding a list, and often that list will grow, and reflect upon that. Letting in the gratitude, bringing in the gratitude will often just start to kind of push away some of those negative thoughts, right? So instead of saying, well, don't wake up feeling frustrated. Don't wake up feeling, you know, this way. Start your day off with gratitude. Fill it in, bring it in, and then watch other things eliminate. All right. So that's your diet, that's food, that's your morning routines. And then I actually like to talk a lot about nighttime routines. Nighttime is a tricky time because a lot of time that is when we have spent our entire day, you know, putting energy toward doing what we're supposed to do or what we want to do, and being productive and you know, creating life that we want. And when it comes to the nighttime, that bandwidth is often spent, if not maybe a little bit earlier, and you're tired and you just want to kind of unplug and sit on your couch and veg out, you know, or just let go of the day, right? So that is where we can let go and fill our time with maybe not the most beneficial habits or routines, right? So I encourage you at night to start implementing some type of good routine. And now that can look like taking on a new hobby. Maybe it's reading a book for 15 minutes. Maybe it's sewing. Maybe it's going on a walk with your dog, who would love that. Or sitting out on your porch if it's nice out in the evening. Or even, you know, just listening to something inspirational on YouTube, or whatever that looks like for you. Add something in and make that a routine that is going to be beneficial and positive for you. And then watch some of the other habits that are not so positive fall away, right? Which is the popping the TV on and just sitting and having, you know, 2 hours go by where you're watching something that's not going to be significantly helpful for you overall. So really, those are the three main areas that I focus on starting with people to just start to make a slight change. The diet, the morning routines with your gratitude, and the evening routines with just some new hobby to fill your time more purposefully and beneficially. And that really allows you to start to, you know, take the reins on what you want to bring into your life, to allow for the negative stuff to be eliminated. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to our channel if you would like to follow us, like this information. Comment below if you have any examples of things that you brought in that have made a difference in your life, and things that you have watched kind of fall by the wayside when you focus on some of those good, beneficial habits. So thank you again, and look forward to next time.